Welcome to the Prairie Street Culinary Kitchen Outdoors Edition. We are now here at our beautiful permanent home in sunny southern Florida. I'm Chef Erica, and I'm here today with Chef Michael. We're hanging out.
Everyone.
And today we're having a barbecued corn extravaganza. Join us as we celebrate this perfect summer vegetable. So we're gonna be cooking some beautiful, fresh, local Florida corn on the grill today, and then we're gonna make two recipes with it.
Excuse me, on the Napoleon Grill.
Oh, on
this
the
incredible Napoleon
grill, which is like...
It is unbelievable.
Bigger than me. It's like as big as a car. It's huge. You could grill a lot at once on there. So I'm gonna be grilling these ears of corn, and I'm gonna use mine to make sort of a play on a Mexican street corn.
And it's gonna be delicious.
What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna take, after Eric is done grilling the corn, I'm just gonna cut the kernels off and I'm gonna toss it with some red pepper, some cilantro, some onions, scallions, olive oil, and fresh garlic.
So like a sauteed corn
it's gonna be
salsa
a sauteed, exactly,
salad?
Exactly.
All right, cool. So let's get this opened up. Whoa.
It's hot.
Now, do you want to get your stuff sauteing over here,
yeah,
and then we'll throw our corn on there?
I would love to do that.
Okay.
I'd love to do
so
that.
we have a pan right here on the grill getting hot. And this is a nice heavy-duty cast iron pan because this thing is like 700 degrees. So use your heavy pans for this.
I think you're being very generous by only saying 700 degrees.
It was 700 when it was closed. I don't know what it's at
Gonna put
now.
a little bit of extra virgin olive oil
Right.
in the pan. Enough so everything is gonna get coated.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm gonna put a little oil on these ears and we're gonna throw these on the grill too. We're gonna do this at the same time, take advantage of our nice hot grill surface.
I think what people don't really understand when they underappreciate is the value of grilling vegetables in the summertime.
Absolutely.
Because when you grill any vegetable, the sweetness comes out of it and you don't really experience it by just throwing in raw onions or peppers or tomatoes. Once it's cooked, it has an entirely another level of flavor.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of grilling vegetables, and I also grill fruit in the summer. I pretty much cook everything on the grill.
Georgia peaches are absolutely the best in the summer.
So tell us what you threw in your pan there.
Okay, what I threw in the pan was fresh garlic, leeks and scallions, because I love the flavors and the sweetness of anything oniony in the summertime. And then I also have some fresh red peppers, but they are gonna get nice and brown and caramelized. And then we're just gonna let that come together. We're gonna get all the natural sweetness is gonna come out. And then we're gonna put in some of your amazing roasted corn.
Okay, and I'm also putting some peppers on the grill. So we're gonna let all that grill for a couple minutes. We wanna get some nice char on the corn and on the peppers, and we wanna let Mike's vegetables start to wilt down in his pan. Then when that's all ready, we're gonna make our two separate corn dishes for our corn party. All right, let's give these a little toss. This is such a majorly beautiful hot grill. That stuff does not take very long at all. And really, when your corn is in season and it's really sweet and it's really fresh, I barely cook it. Sometimes I'll make salads even out of raw corn because it just tastes so good raw.
It's very sweet.
So like this is like, that's it. That's what I'm looking for, just a little char. And you can see how it's now turned really bright yellow, and that's how you know it's done, because it's cooked. The color changes. So I'm gonna take these off the grill. And how's your stuff doing in there,
My
Michael?
stuff is doing great.
All right.
I'm not trying to get total char on mine. I just want the vegetables to somewhat wilt, to still have a little bit of a crunch with it.
Okay.
With the crunchiness of the corn.
Do you want to cover it back up? Do we want to keep it in there? Okay.
Sure, we'll cover it
Because I'll
up.
leave my peppers on for a few more minutes.
And what I also,
Why not?
and if you notice, my vegetables, I kind of rough chopped them. They're not all the same shape because I wanted them to be a little bit bigger than the actual corn kernels. I didn't want everything to be minced.
Nice.
So that's why you'll see them. There's some are bigger and some are smaller.
I like that idea. Little variation in texture. All right, so we're gonna shave these off the cobs. And in the meantime, I'm gonna talk about what I'll be kind of glazing my corn with here. So traditional Mexican street corn gets coated with a mayo mixture. It's usually mayo and chili pepper and lime juice and cilantro, and you kind of slather it all over it while it's on the grill, and that's delicious, but sometimes that can be a little messy and hard to eat, so I'm gonna make mine more like a salad. So I've got some mayo here, and to that mayo, I'm gonna add all my different ingredients, but before we get there,
what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna show you a little
I can't wait to see this trick.
With this cob. Let's grab that knife. So if I have really great in-season corn, there's still a lot of value left in there. Take a knife and you scrape, and you get, that's called corn milk right in there. That's the original creamed corn, and that's delicious. And you just go along your cob like that, and you get a little extra sweetness and like a little bit of juice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, here.
I'll give you this one.
Here, milk your cobs.
I want to milk my cobs. That's what the chef said to do.
And then what I would do is I would actually save those cobs and I would make a corn stock out of them.
Absolutely.
A corn broth, and that would be
Maybe we'll do that for tomorrow night's barbecue.
Okay, so back to my sauce. So I've got some mayo here, and what I'm gonna add to it, this is called tajin. It's a spice mixture that I just love, and it's got chilies in it, and sugar, and salt, and a little paprika. It's amazing. It adds just this like incredible little burst there. Oh, those are looking good. Whoop. Get my peppers before I burn them up. Those look perfect. Okay.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah. So a little tajin is going to go in the mayo, and I have some coarse salt that I'm putting in there, and a good amount of black pepper. I want this to really kind of pop. And this is some diced jalapeno that I'm going to mix in, and of course some lime juice, because corn is really sweet, so we want to balance it out. We want some acid with that sweetness, very important to always balance out your flavors, your salt and your sweet and your acid and your hot. Those are kind of those 4 notes we want to hit. Sometimes we use bitter too, but in this case, we're not really doing much bitter. So my lime juice goes in there. This is some chopped cilantro.
That looks absolutely delicious.
Yeah. And this is a little parsley. And I'm just gonna mix this up. Now I could just take those whole ears of corn, slather this on, and throw it back on the grill for a minute.
Yes, you could. And it would be great just like that.
And it would be great just like that. Or I can slice it off like you did and toss it with the corn. And what I'm gonna do now, I have these peppers that I just grilled, and I'm just gonna dice them up nice and small. Ooh, those are hot. So I can mix them with my corn when I take it off the cob. That looks good.
It smells good. And I'm sure the people at home are gonna notice that I don't want to incorporate it yet. What I like to do is when I do this, the corn gets grilled or however the corn gets cooked, I like to leave it just like that until just before service, and then I'll mix the flavors in, because what I notice a lot of times the vegetables will naturally, as they cool, a lot of the waters will come out of them. So what I like to do is I like to leave them just like that. The waters, as it cools down, will retain inside because we're not messing with them too much. And then it's going to have a much more consistent and umami flavor, but not so much water at the bottom.
So you let your vegetables rest.
I let the vegetables rest, and in that case, I'm going to let it rest. As you see, steam is coming off of it. That steam, if I were to toss it right now, that steam wouldn't come off. That steam would just be evolving within all the vegetables. And if it sat long enough, it would be a pool of water at the bottom.
Got it.
But if you let it sit, it'd be fine.
Got it. So you're sort of letting it evaporate off the surface.
Exactly.
Okay. Got it.
I had an old German chef in culinary school many years ago, and I always used to mix everything. He says, no, let the vegetables rest. And I'm also right now, after it starts to cool, this is when I add my seasoning at the very end. I don't like to put the seasoning in at the very beginning, because then naturally the salt will bring out a lot of the liquids as well. Just like that.
All right. So now my corn and peppers are mixed up. I'm going to take some of that Mexican elote mayo. And if you're not a fan of mayo, you can just do this with olive oil instead and make it more of like an olive oil based corn salad. Leave out the mayo. But you know what? A little bit of mayo goes a long way with dishes like this. And what's nice is the mayo just gets in there, it coats the corn, it gets kind of creamy.
And delicious.
And delicious. Looks really good. A little more cilantro on there. And just a last little spritz of lime there. And that looks so good. And you know what? Let's throw a little more tajin on here because
that is incredible.
We're feeling crazy.
You know, it's funny, people up north have never heard of that. And then when the first time they try it, it's got that little tanginess, but it's an addictive flavor.
Oh, it's so good. You know where it's really good? On the rim of a margarita glass. That is really good. All right, so you ready to toss?
I am ready to toss
right now. So let's toss and then we'll taste.
I am ready to toss here.
Okay. All right, well, here we are. It's time for our corn, I like saying cornapalooza.
Cornapalooza.
Corn extravaganza. Yeah, our summer corn festival
has
begun. So here, let's plate them up. Yeah. Here, let me give you a little of this one.
Well, thank you so much. And let me give you a little bit of this one. All right.
Corn 2 ways. And you know, there's nothing wrong with serving the same vegetable 2 ways in one meal. I love doing that. You can serve your corn 2 ways. You could do, 2 or 3 different salads. There are no rules about that. You can do it however you want.
That's the fun thing about cooking.
Yeah.
You make your own rules as you go along.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers.
Kampai.
I'll try yours first.
I'm trying yours first. That's good.
It's so tangy and salty and crunchy. Absolutely fantastic.
Leeks are nice and sweet. That's some good corn, people.
Delicious. Very good.
Good job, Chef.
Great job, Chef.
So, as always, thanks so much for joining us here in the Prairie Street Culinary Kitchen Outdoor South Florida edition. You can see we're both very warm. If you like this recipe, remember to check out our YouTube channel because we have so many videos, and also on our website, prairiestreet.co. And of course, these corn dishes would go really, really well with a perfectly cooked, crusty prime steak. And that's what we do here at Prairie Street. We are all about your luxury kosher meat experience. So I would recommend pairing these with a fantastic grilled steak, or maybe a smoked brisket, or something like that.
Chop would be amazing in the summertime.
That would be really, really good. So check out our website. We have all kinds of amazing products for you and content, and we even now have a magazine, and we're all over the place. We want to be your kosher food recipe source. And remember that we also always post new video content on Sundays at 2 o'clock. So subscribe and like and tell your friends and check it out. All right, we'll see you next time here in the Prairie Street Culinary Kitchen.
Subscribe to our channel now and set your notifications so you don't miss our latest recipes and chef-led tutorials. Then head over to prairiestreet.co to shop for your next big meal.